Good morning, tubers. Welcome back for another adventure. We're going to try something different today. Anyway, I got this package in the mail. Let's get into it and see what we have. So, I might have our first sponsor for the Hoard here. I got a message from Auxbeam, and they said, hey, we saw the video you did on putting the lights on the all-terrain vehicle. And Auxbeam asked if I'd like to try out some of their products, make a video on them. And I said, hey, what the heck, I'd like to do that. So they sent me this model. This is the 12-inch version. And what it has is it kind of has the frosty lights on the outside, which gives you kind of a wide beam, and the more directed lights on the inside. It says it's 72 watts. The ones that I put on the 200 outside, the ATC 200, was like that. So this would provide me with 4 times that. And once again, with the frosty ones on the outside, it should kind of give me a generalized light, and this should be more directed for down the road. So kind of in front of the vehicle, and then kind of like a high beam to get you further down the road. What we're going to do with these is, it's obviously daylight right now, so I'm going to power them up and see what they look like inside the garage. And then what we'll do is we'll put them on one of the vehicles outside and try them out in the dark later on tonight. What they did is they included kits to mount them from the bottom, right? See the bolts slide along the bottom here. So, and these are the way, this is the way I mounted the ones on the all-terrain cycle. They also have the mounts for alongside of it. Right, so these press into the side. So they included the mounting kit and the power cord to hook it up. Anyway, let's put some power to this and see what kind of light we get from it. So here we have quick power test, right? Lights on, and you can see it burns a little over 2 amps. These things are good for about 10 amp hours. So you'd get, 4 or 5 hours out of one of these jump packs with this light. With a full-size battery, 50 to 100 amp hours, you would easily get, 24 to 48 hours out of a battery. So that would make this light pretty good for a solar installation, right? If you can put yourself up a 50-watt solar panel, it would easily feed this thing for 8 hours a night if you got yourself a few good days of sunlight in a given week. So this is the kind of light one could expect from it. I think it's really pretty amazing here. You could see the center beam, so to speak, as I move a little bit from side to side. You could see how it's diffused on the sides, and then you kind of have that center spotlight, so to speak. But I mean, this is some crazy light. It makes it that, easily one could, read or write or cook or do any of those other things if one used this as some kind of light in your cabin, some solar powered light in your cabin. What we'll do next is take it outside at night and try it out. There's a couple of other parameters one wants to look at for these lights. This light's about $30 from Auxbeam, and you can find it on Amazon. I'm gonna put the link for this and the smaller one. It's about 1/3 of this, and then they have a bigger one also, 18 inches I believe, maybe even a 24-inch one also. So I'll put the links for Amazon in the description below. And once again, this one's 30, which is quite a bit cheaper than I believe the equivalent light at Harbor was 60, and I think it was similar to that at Tractor Supply. So just to give you an idea, the prices are reasonable, and for $30 it comes postage paid. So they're a little more reasonable than a lot of their competition. So that's one thing I want to mention. The other thing I want to mention is I went through their positives and their negatives, with the feedback that was provided everywhere I was able to find it. Under the positives, people said, they're super bright and all that wonderful stuff, everything you could see right here. So no surprises on the positives. I didn't see any complaints about quality. The only thing I did see is there was some people who said that they kind of steamed up, that moisture got inside. That was kind of a rare, well, it was a rare comment. And it seems that other manufacturers get the same comments. It's not too much of a surprise, in my opinion, given the size of these, how big they are. And, they're out on your car in the sun and the rain and the snow and everything else you do to them. So getting a little moisture inside, and once again, it's not only this manufacturer, Auxbeam, but others. So they don't have any problems anyone else doesn't have. So given that comment, what you go for is the best quality for the price. They are very well made. What they have is a gasket, this glass, another gasket, and then you can see they have screws that go all the way around to tighten it down, to press it such that the gaskets are sealed. There were no comments about anything burning out or them falling apart. The way they mount is similar to the ones that I put on the Honda ATC 200, and they're staying on there. Through romps and so forth. They don't loosen up. They seem to be doing a real nice job. What I want to do with this one, I was only sent one. If they want to send me more, I'll comment about them and we'll make another video on them. I really want to put this on top of the Taylor Dunn, on that roll bar. I want to just put it up there. I think it'll do a really good job casting light forward when I get a forward gear. Given that it only goes backwards, I guess putting it up there and aiming it backwards means that when I'm driving it, I can have the light on. It could show me where I'm going in the dark. And the other thing it could do is it could allow me easy loading. So having these on there, especially up nice and high like that, really great for maneuvering it about, especially in a warehouse type situation where you need to see not only what's out there as you're driving, but you also need to see the corners of the vehicle so you don't bump, pallets of goods or anything. So from that point of view, I think it's excellent. It's low power consumption at 2 amps means it won't be any difficulty to run it. Right, even garden tractors could come up with a couple of amps to power a light like this. Anyway, the next time you'll see it is out in the dark. So you guys could see I put the light on the front of the golf cart, and I did a super fabulous job doing this. But believe it or not, I mean, all I had to do was drill 2 holes through that and put these bolts through it, and it would have been permanently mounted up. I can loosen these up, and adjust the angle. But I think I got the angle pretty good. I might just tweak it up a touch. Now what we're waiting, I'm gonna run it. I have this gel cell here. I'm gonna run it on that for tonight's test. Obviously, it came to me with all the proper installation hardware. And as I said, I got 2 bolts right here, and if I just drilled through here and, you know, put the bolts right through, it could be permanently mounted. But I really want to use this on the Taylor Dunn, so I'm gonna not drill holes in this thing yet. This thing really isn't a nighttime type vehicle. The Taylor Dunn has a better possibility of that with the high bed on the back and so forth. I have a greater possibility, particularly during the winter, of bringing a load of stuff home on the back of the Tacoma. Then I can pull the, you know, back the Taylor Dunn right up to it, and, you know, either ramp stuff onto the back of it or just push it off onto the back of the Taylor Dunn. So that's really where I want to put that light. But for testing, given that the Taylor Dunn isn't moving quite yet, I think we're going to use this thing. So stay tuned. We'll get a nighttime ride out of this thing. Hey tubers, this is a view out the front of my golf cart, and that's with the lights on. So we're just trying out. Yeah, good. We're trying out this Auxbeam. We're going to see how well it works. Let's fire this thing up and take it for a little ride. I think I'm getting quite a bit of light out of it. Gives you an idea of how bright it is. Just look down the driveway, then you can kind of see the length. And you know what I forgot to do? I never turned the gas on. Hang on a sec. There we are. So this gives you an idea of the kind of light coming out of this thing. Right as you're looking down the driveway. If it was aimed a little better, I don't normally ride out in the woods at night. Well, let's give it a shot. What the heck? Let's see what we stir up. Wish I brought my pistol. I mean, obviously I'm making enough noise. If there's a bear back here or something, probably would leave. Boy, every time I come back here, it appears as if more and more of this brush impedes on my trails. I mean, it's good to have this thing out, give it some jolts. say it puts out a lot of light. Boy, a lot of driving going on here. By the way, this part of the trail call that Calvin's Corner. I named it after my brother down south. You guys know that Calvin and I are brothers? I'm the older one, though I hate to admit it. Quite a lot older. Like, God, a lot older. I think, ow. Well, I didn't make it that time. Hopefully I didn't pop a tire. Does it look different at night? Yeah, I left this thing out on the front lawn, and my wife saw it there and yelled at me. So I'm thinking these Auxbeams put out quite a lot of light, and I hope you guys enjoyed the nighttime ride. I don't know, I think it's pretty cool. I don't know, is this gonna fit? One of these days I'm gonna take the roof off. That's gonna... Surprised I haven't taken it off yet. All right, I'm calling that a night. I hope you guys enjoyed the ride. I think these Auxbeams put out a tremendous amount of light, so you guys could see it right here. And I don't even have it aimed as good as it could be aimed. I think I can tweak it up a little higher and get a little more distance out of it. Yeah, like that. Right? Just to... That's even a better angle. Yeah, I can send this quite a bit down the road. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for coming out and riding with me. Remember, keep your feet down, your heads up, and if you could help my buddies out at Auxlight, go to Amazon and buy some of their stuff. They were nice enough to send this to me and help sponsor the Hoard. So I think that was pretty cool of them. All right, take care now. By the way, links are in the description.